There's a common theme when you ask someone about Jason Krywalak. The same words often repeated over and over. Former Bronco line-mate Trent McCleary.
A scorer. Plain and simple, he knew how to put the puck in the net. He knew where to be, how to position his body, and when he had the opportunity to get a shot away, it always went in.
Former WHL and University of Calgary Dinos teammate Scott Townsend.
A goal scorer. He's the kind of guy that if you watch him play in a practice or a scrimmage, you wouldn't think that the guy could even make your hockey club. He ends up being your leading scorer. Great knack around the net, there's no doubt.
Friend and former teammate Shane Zeleniak.
Crazy, sniper. He put up big numbers wherever he played. He was a great guy, a great teammate, one of the most easygoing guys you'll come around.
Todd Johnson played with Jason at both the U of C. They also played in Germany together.
He's probably the most offensive player I played with. He seemed to have just a knack to be in the right place at the right time, and he had a very hard and accurate shot, and those two things combined, he scored a lot of goals.
Jason came to the Broncos in a trade with Medicine Hat prior to the 91-92 season. Player he was traded for, defenseman Evan Marble.
We kind of high-fived each other on the Trans-Canada, going from both places. It was a good trade in my mind, knowing that he ended up being the MVP of the WHL, and and I was just a player. It was pretty good.
Friend of both Evan and Jason, Scott Townsend, has a different take on that trade.
We always joke about being the worst trade in Western Hockey League history, because you know what happened when he went to Swift Current.
It didn't take long for Jason to get accustomed to his new surroundings. In his first season with the Broncos, his 19-year-old campaign, he put up 42 goals and 102 points, second only to Andy Schneider for the team lead. The next season, one that has gone down in Bronco history. A record-breaking year that won't likely ever be touched. 81 goals, 81 assists, 162 points. Line-mate that year, Trent McCleary.
Looking at the record books and seeing him beat all of Joe Sakic's records, that's an amazing accomplishment for a single season, and it was well-deserved.
Andy Schneider.
We just instantly had chemistry. I was the passer and he was the scorer, and it just seemed to work. Couldn't have went any better that year. We were winning games like crazy, and we were having a lot of fun, and Jason was a huge part of that. I think a lot of the young guys looked up to him. He was a quiet guy. He didn't say a lot, but his actions came on the ice.
Of course, Jason has had some fun when looking back on the 81-goal, 81-assist season. Friend and former teammate Todd Johnson.
Anytime you get in any kind of, not argument, but talk about the past, that always seems to come up, whether it's on the golf course or whether it's just at a pub having a few drinks. He always has fun with it, and, we do as well. But, give him credit. He did score 81 goals and had 81 assists. So,
Scott Townsend.
He always used to make a joke about having 50 goals by Halloween.
Shane Zeleniak says it was a topic at the University of Calgary, too.
Once in a while he would. I played defense, and my hands are awful, so I would chirp him, and he would just throw it out, the old 81-81. It's probably, more than most people would score in their whole 4 or 5 year careers.
The player he was traded for, Evan Marble, has a hard time remembering if any of those goals came at his expense down the road in the Hat.
You know what? I don't really remember, and I don't care to remember, although I do know at the end of the year, and he still reminds me probably once a week that he did score 81 goals in the dub. I don't really think he did score any on me. You could ask him that.
But Evan does recall a few things.
Pretty fun-loving guy. He loved arguments. He likes to win each and every argument. Quite frankly, he probably should have been a lawyer or a carny. Those people that have small hands and smell like cabbage. He probably could have been a lawyer or a carny, I guess you could say.
And just what are those arguments about?
Everything from his 1968 Camaro being the best model of Camaro ever made to you name it, he's going to argue it. It doesn't matter what it is, he's going to argue it.
Jason Krywalak both on and off the ice. A combination that is really Hall of Fame worthy. Shane Zeleniak.
He's a good guy. I appreciate him being one of my good friends still right now, and still keep in touch, and he's a great player.
Todd Johnson.
He's one of my best friends, very loyal friend, even though we probably don't talk as much as we probably should. It just seems that nothing changes. He's there if you need to talk to someone. He definitely is a man of few words, but usually the words are very wise, and he's one of the smartest guys I know as well.
Evan Marble.
Couldn't have been a better choice. Obviously, there's been a lot of players, that have had outstanding NHL careers that have come through the Broncos organization, but Kreiz is a guy you hope that didn't get overlooked. Not too many guys will ever score 162 points in the dub, let alone 100. Just an outstanding scorer, but an even better team guy.
Shane Zeliniak.
He was a key part those couple of years when they were successful. So, you know what? I think it's a great selection, and he'll always be remembered by his teammates. I think, if you probably ask any of the teammates, just how good of a person he was, and like I said, but very, very talented.
Andy Schneider.
Jason was just a great guy and a great player, and I think that's the reason why he's going in is his contribution just in those 2 years, but they were so huge.
Evan Marble.
He's just, I think, an outstanding choice. I definitely pass on my congratulations.
Trent McCleary.
Congratulations, Jason. Very well deserved, and hopefully we'll see a couple more of these things.
And Scott Townsend.
Deserving of it for sure, as well on the ice as he was off the ice. A hell of a player and a good guy.
Jason Krywalak, a 2010 Swift Current Bronco Hall of Fame inductee.